Hi, take a look at my very old looking Husqvarna L65. Doesn't it look kind of cool? Kind of bleak and scrambled and have an aura of old stuff. But this chainsaws is very good chainsaws. I like them. They are easy to work on, which I'm going to show now, because I'm going to put new piston and piston ring on it. Hopefully I got the right one in that little box. Should be easy to find on eBay, piston and piston rings, but I think it's difficult to find cylinder. So this has slightly bad compression, or bad compression, but I already looked on the cylinder. I put it together. I hoped it would be working okay, because I had two of them, and one didn't have spark, and one had spark, and one had a bad cylinder and bad piston, I mean. And this one is the one with the bad piston, and I replaced the piston and cylinder from the other one that did not have ignition. And then I got this machine, but still it only starts on a good day, because even the new old cylinder I put in had too bad compression. I should maybe ultra clean the piston rings, because there is also always some carbon debris there, but I just put them together and thought it was okay, because it felt okay on the rope. More than that, I think I tested the compression too, but maybe not. But when you do a job like this, you should of course test the compression before you mount it. I just felt it on the rope. It felt fairly good. But then again, it's not difficult to change piston and cylinder on this one, that you can see now, if you want. So what to do and what not to do. I have a can here for the parts. First take off the filter cover. The filter should be able to just enough place to take it off. I turn the chainsaw. Think it's still on the film. Then a 25 torques. There is a back panel there, easy to take off. There's a stop switch. Take off the connection. Then you have the choke rod and the speed. They have little clips here, or a pin, very tiny little one, to keep the speed rod in place. Actually Could lift all this off with the cylinder, but I choose to, or do I? Maybe I just should lift it off altogether. But then the mounting job will be a little difficult. Better to have the hands free. And this handle, you recommend to take that off, but I have problem to take that off because it has a little stock mechanism on the side there. And this one, the choke rod, has also a little pin here. That is a homemade little steel or a copper, correct copper wire I have spun around there, because there is a tiny one little hole in the rod that this steel little thing goes through. Keep it on place. Sure what I have done here. I have twisted it around very good to make sure it didn't fall out, but I straighten it out a little, and then I soon should be able to take it off. Kind of fiddling work, small details. I'm missing the original little pin that should be here. That's why I have the homemade patent, which seems to be very fiddling to get out. Ah, there it comes. There it is. This is the ventilator for the fuel tank. Then it should be off. That's the back handle. Not back handle, the back plate there. And you actually have to take off the side cover, because there's a little pin there going into the cylinder cover, and you have to take off the cylinder cover too. I do it with hand tools. Zoom it and show off. That was a very nice starter. Solid alloy magnesium stuff. This is the, aha, it's missing one of the grips. Okay, but you manage with one, but I find another one and put it on there with a spring, but this is working perfectly. It's a little, it should be two of them, those baffles. And there is the pin from the starter housing going into the cylinder house. And the cylinder cover, I mean, is attached with two screws there. 25 Torx. And then you are able to lift off the cylinder cover. Now you need to take out the spark plug. It has a little pin on the other side too, but it should be able to go out. Pressure it a little bit on the other side. I thought that should be... No, you actually have to take off the bar cover, or at least loosen it, bend it out a little. You don't need to take it off, I guess. That was a little surprise for me. It has the same pin on the other side like that, going into the bar cover. Very thoroughly constructed, these things. Everything has a reason. There I was able to take off that. Just lay it on the side because of the spark wire. So far, so good. Ah, that's not the correct size. This one is the correct size. But when I melt it, I take off the bar cover totally. Maybe 15 inch, maybe 14. And it's always recommended to have a rag. Clean your fingers. And then it is this little pin here. See if I can get that off. But I should have really small tools there. I don't have the tiny whiny screwdriver. Very easy to lose it. There it jumped off. Show you how it looks. It looks like that, very small. And then you can take this off. That's the throttle governor. Very easy. And then I pinch off the fuel line. I like to use a screwdriver when I take off the fuel line. Find that is the most effective way and the gentle way for the fuel line. There it is off. Then I want to take off the muffler. There is a screw on bottom here. Again, it's a Torx 25. I hope it's not difficult for me. No, it's coming out. There that one is. Yeah, better do it the right way. And there is the other one. Off we go, hopefully. Should go off now. Yeah, cool muffler. Should be brushing that to give some style on the chainsaw. Then it's 4 screws. There, I finally found it. there it's coming off. Yeah, 2 piston rings. A little bit strange. Doesn't look bad, this piston, but has too low compression. I don't know. It could be the pressure in the crankcase is not holding up. I guess then it would be lower compression. What on earth? Yeah, it is the same diameter. Test it on the cylinder. Yeah, it is. I was nervous, it was not. So then I kick out the, what they call this, piston rod, or I'm not sure. But first need to take out the spring. It's pretty easy on these ones, these models. Just twist it out a little, get a solid grip on it, keep your thumb on it so it doesn't squeeze out. After all, it is a spring. There it is. Could adjust it a little after if it's a little deformed. And then it's this side, a little difficult with the handle. Maybe better. Yeah, there it is. You need to have passion to bother to do these things. And now find some suitable to kick it out with. This is not good. This one, I think. Yeah, this might do the job. Put this one on. Which side to kick it out? I guess I need to do it this way because of the handle. See if this is perfect size. There it's off. There's not much tear and wear to see on this, but the piston rings could have lost its power or ability to seal and close all these things. I take care of that piston anyway. So the gaskets is intact. The needle bearings has newly been greased, so should be no problem. There is an arrow there, should point against the exhaust. And then I have the 2-stroke oil here to lubricate the assembly parts. Here is the new piston bolt. Not sure what you call that. So I put a little 2-stroke oil on it. And try to aim as good as I can. By bending down my head and have a look. Yeah, it fits in very good, very easy. And it is the springs here. Could be a little annoying to mount those. I try my best. This is not the worst kind of type. And they often give you some stubbornness. There, that's on place. Then there's the second one. And if I was lucky, I got it there. Very important. You're sure, really sure, that you got it really into the track where it's supposed to be. And that's where it is now, in the track. And then it's the piston ring itself. Where did that go? Well, there I found it. The piston ring. It's not the same which way up, and there is up and down on the piston ring. First of all, I put a little oil on it. I'm not sure about any tricks to take it around the head of the piston without breaking it. But you need to find the stopper. It should be somewhere around in the circle. I didn't see it yet. Yeah, there it is. Then I know how to lock it. This is the correct way. Only one way is correct. So this gap will be locked into the pin there. So I just gently slide it over the edges after I oiled it with 2-stroke oil. And usually I have success when doing that. Shouldn't be any problem. So there it is, and there it's locking. I oil the whole piston with 2-stroke oil. So when you first start it, it will smoke fairly good. And I do the same with the piston. No, the cylinder, I mean. Then I try with the strips. I try with the smallest one of those two. Could that be a good idea? That. Yeah, that's definitely the best solution. Then you just have to zip it off. Like this. Clean off this. There you go. Now there it comes. There, I got it. Yes. Turning around. Screws down. So I mounted the cylinder with the carburetor on. That was no problem in this case. Find the correct bolt down there. This went on. Try to get the feeling, tightening it just perfect, not too much, not too little. Drag the plug wire through the hole there, and then it is the back space here. And then you have the throttle governor. There it comes. And then it's just to put it into the hole there. The hole there. There is a small hole in the rod. And I put that pin down there. Now it's on place and the rod doesn't go anywhere. And the fuel line, that's sensitive. Almost, it's some homemade patent, so it's almost disappeared down there. I need to try to fish it up. It's not sealed correct when it's going through into the fuel tank. It has some expansion there. There I was able to fish it up. Yeah, that's a little too much. Yeah. On we go. This is more gentle for the fuel line. It's thicker. Use a little time on it. The rubber needs a little time. Don't pressure too hard so you damage the fuel line. Just give it a little time to slide in there on place. Then it is the back handle, and this is the fuel ventilator. I can mount that too. It go into another pipe there. See if I can enter that. It's not that easy peasy. Yeah, it's on place. And then there is a screw there and a screw there. One bolt down here. Tightening it a little bit. And then it's the back panel. And it should be okay to put that down there. Pressure this a little bit forward, then it fits straight in there. And I mount the stop cable to mount the stop switch. There it is on place, and then there is two small screws here. Then it is the choke, not difficult at all. Mount it in the lowest hole. There it went through. Then it's just to put the little copper splint in the hole of the throttle. Again, this is very small parts and need to be concentrated to hit, to enter. If you are aging like I am and don't have the vision you did have when you was 20, so I use eyeglasses and I twist the copper little thing I found there, homemade pin. I just twist it so make sure it doesn't fall out. Choke working perfect. Then it starts to look like something. The point is, it's not that difficult to change the piston and piston ring and take off and on the cylinder and piston on this particular Husqvarna A65 chainsaw. So then I am excited to test it tomorrow. See how that works out. Thank you for watching and good luck with your chainsaws, and bye bye.